Hey everyone, Miri here, and I'm doing a Beauty and the War explaining pieces redesign of the protagonist, Ambrosia of the Phoenix. Mind you, I don't have any problems with what I know they're going for, since the game is still under development, but I figured I could put in my 2 cents to somehow attempt to bring the community back to life. I found Crown Ruler's work by chance when Markiplier played Don't Take This Risk, which deals with heavy subjects, so you've been warned. Despite that, I was so infatuated with the main character. I mean, who could blame me? A hot and mysterious French guy with a nice voice. Add dark romance to that, and I'm sold. So I was over the moon about the fact that he will appear in Explaining Pieces. Possibly as a romance option, we still don't know that yet. Now, the community has been slightly inactive so far since the webtoon that came from Don't Take This Risk went on an indefinite hiatus, while they work on the game. Which isn't bad on its own, but they've barely posted anything on their Tumblr, let alone their social media, without mentioning their inactivity on the Discord server they've created. It's been 2 years now, and in hindsight, I have a few ideas that I would like to implement in the overall plot. As much as it pains me, their inactivity has killed the hype not only for me, but also a few of the friends I made back when the community was on its prime, which is sad since I was looking forward to see this game come into fruition, and any content that has been made past this point is Patreon exclusive. So needless to say, us that are not patrons are basically in the dark, unless they post anything which happens, no offense, once in a blue moon. Today we're focusing on the lady in red herself, Ambrosia. To give you a summary on what we know about the character so far, she's described to be the fairest of them all, heavily inspired by Snow White. Our girl is said to have blood with healing properties, which she often uses to heal the wounded that came as a result of the war that ended right after her clan, the Phoenix, made an alliance with the Vi, which currently rules over the other clans, Holder, Imugi, Valkyrie, Trolls, and of course, the one they have an alliance with. We're meant to play as the woman for whom many men have gone to war, so it goes without saying that there will be romance involved. While the concept seems promising, my issue is her personality. She's portrayed to be this innocent girl that is so naive that makes you want to protect her. Don't get me wrong, the concept is not bad on its own, but my issue is that she's so passive. The other characters basically just push her around, and even one of the Valkyries basically bullies her because she's jealous she caught the eye of the guy that she claims not to be interested in, when it's pretty obvious she has the hots for him. Ambrosia barely defends herself, and it's painful to see that even her cousins, her own family, barely do anything for her and constantly bicker around with each other, prompting her to jump in. They've even asked her to do favors for them, and she canonically can't say no, given her portrayal in the ask made to the creator themselves, despite the fact that the player can't choose this option. With that being said, what would I do to make the concept work? Take a look at Aurora from the webtoon Lady Night, which you guys might want to check out since it's pretty good. No spoilers though, other than to describe her personality, but I'm going on a tangent here. She's portrayed to be this naive orphan girl raised in an abbey, and you think she wouldn't have any spunk to her, considering how sheltered she's been, but that's not the case at all. She's capable of standing up for herself without needing any man to defend her, using her wits to outsmart the biggest scoundrel at her school, proving herself of being a capable woman while keeping her youthful air of innocence because she's a teenager. That's the type of character I would like Ambrosia to be. Of course, in my version of the game, Ambrosia will be the mom friend of the group, mainly to stay loyal to the source material while giving her a few tweaks. I imagine her to be the type of person that, while she's kind and warm to others, won't let anyone bully her like Walford tends to do. She will be, at best, diplomatic with her without giving her the other cheek to slap, but able to put her foot down when she's taking things too far. If I had a say in it, I would have made I would have made her not react to her teasing and trash talking at all, or even avoid her whenever she's trying to pick up a fight with her. She'd remain naive to a fault, yes, but she'd be able to use the smarts she's shown to have to get herself out of the situations her and others put her in. But this is only not to make her too much of a Mary Sue. Another grievance that I have with her character is that, at least in the comic, don't take this risk, because we only have the ask to fall back on when it comes to her interactions with the other characters, mainly because the demo that is currently available only goes up until her first interactions with the main cast. And my grievance is the fact that she seems to have an unhealthy relationship with, well, pretty much everyone. Her cousins claim to love her, yet they push her to do chores that they don't want to do and won't stop bickering no matter how hard she tries to stop them, basically making her turn into a jack of all trades, adopting every responsibility none of them want to take. Dev, her boyfriend in the Don't Take This Risk comic, is emotionally unavailable to her and she just takes it because she loves him. Evie, her quote-unquote best friend, who turns out to be a backstabber, and those who read the webtoon know what I'm talking about, pokes fun at her for not wanting to engage in things like clubbing or not having kissed Dev yet, to put a few examples without spoiling anything about the plot, instead of accepting her for who she is, or at the very least trying to ease her into it in a safe fashion. All of this without saying that the reason she's going to a house in the middle of the night for a stranger is actually a manipulative and dangerous scoundrel. As a main character, don't you guys think she deserves a moment of reprieve? Say what you may about her, but we can all agree with the fact that she deserves better. Another thing that I will change is the portrayal of her age. The developer hasn't stated it yet, or we don't know if they will since, again, the game is still in development as we speak, despite them having told us that they are done with the story and only need to finish the art and implementations of several things as far as I know, since the game is meant to have different romance routes with several endings. But I believe it would be better if Ambrosia was portrayed as either an old teenager in the first act within the ages of 17 and 19, and make her a young adult in her early 20s during the present-day time skip. Like this, we will remove the fact that Ambrosia doesn't like talking about her age, which is something that I personally always consider necessary. Anyone who knows me IRL knows that I think that wanting to hide your age is pointless, mainly because no matter how much treatments you put on to keep looking young, people are going to find that out anyway, so why be ashamed of it? If anything, I will be proud to be on my 40s and still look like I have 20. Now, I'm going a bit on a tangent here. Now, with all of it out of my chest, I'll go for her character design. I've mainly focused on the present day design, which I don't have exactly any problem with. However, I believe it could look more similar to the fanarts that go around and the idea that Ambrosia basically tied up some ribbons and fabric to both hide her lady bits and make her skin to her available so she could use her healing blood without an issue. Because of this, I decided to use a bralette of sorts with straps, which will be hidden in the long dark hair that I decided to keep, doing a nod to her design in the spin-off game, Ambrosia's, which is somewhat linked to the original Explained Pieces plot. I also decided to give her a choker because I thought it would be great to put the outfit together. For her skirt, I drew inspiration from those layered skirts that are short on the front and long on the back. I think they're called coattails if I'm not wrong. Anyways, I thought it would give her a really nice touch, plus I really enjoy how they look. The skirt will be connected to the bralette by the straps that go through her belly, forming an X. I swear this wasn't intentional when I first drew it, but I believe it makes a nice nod to the title of the game, as well as a reference to the ribbon she ties around herself and how X, one of the main characters and possible romance option, imagined her to look when she told him how she put her outfit together. For the shoes, she's depicted with platforms of sorts, in the official art, but I thought of giving her stilettos to stylize her even more. I didn't even think about it at first, but I wanted to give her a flower hairpiece that will hold her hair together. So this is the final product and I'm really happy with how it looks. I hope that you guys enjoyed it since this is my first speed round / commentary video. I might make a whole series on this, but only time will tell since I sometimes barely have any time to draw or write or do anything else, and I'm still figuring out how to edit videos. See you in the next one!